Hey guys, we're going to shoot a little video today. Eddie turned me on to that Testo 320, and I did like an unboxing of it, and Eddie brought his Testo 330 with him. We're going to kind of go heads to heads on it. But Testo actually watched our video, and they subscribed to me, and I'm proud of that. But Andrea from over there in the combustion analysis part of it got hold of me, and she left me a nice message, and Craig over there, and I guess there's different divisions of Testo. So I'd like to just share this with y'all real quick if you don't mind. They actually wrote us a letter. Rochester's Heating and Air Conditioning, Fern Creek, Kentucky. Attention, Fritz. Hello, Fritz. I just wanted to let you know I saw your video on YouTube opening your Testo 320 box for the first time and just loved it. We hope you're happy with your purchase and that your new Testo 320 will help you in your combustion testing and tuning. Please accept these small gifts for you and your buddy Eddie. See, I didn't leave Eddie out, guys. As a thank you for being such enthusiastic fans of Testo. Warm regards, Craig McKim, Production Manager, Gas and Particles, and thank you to Andrea. It was a pleasure talking to you on the phone also. But let's get in here, Eddie, see what we got, buddy. Looks like they sent us what? 2 of each of everything?
2 of each of everything.
Okay, let's see. We got us a couple of mag lights here. One for Eddie, one for me. See what these are made about. Ooh, even got Testo on them, brother. Come with a lanyard and a battery. So we're ready to rock.
Pretty cool.
That's real cool, ain't it?
That's real cool.
And let's see here. Uh-oh. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Testo calculators,
You can
guys.
always use a calculator.
All right. And it even got a battery in it, so we're good to go.
Heck yeah.
All right, so we got one for Ed and one for Fritz. And we got several pins here. We got 2 for Eddie, 2 for Fritz. Ooh, check this out, guys. Testo screwdrivers. Ooh, with the Phillips on the other end. And one for Ed and one for brother Fritz. And check it out, guys. Now I wear a hat every day.
There you go, right there.
Testo hats, man. Camouflage, baby. Camouflage.
That's where it's at right there.
We're ready to rock, guys. All right, man. We're going to get into this video here, and just stay tuned.
All right, guys. So what we got here, we've got Testo 330 on the left, and we got the Testo 320 on the right. We just want to kind of go through what both of them are capable of doing, kind of show you the menus. My personal opinion, I think they're both pretty close to being the same meter as far as taking the test that we take. Now the 330 has some advantages over the 320, but for the average HVAC tech that's just doing residential HVAC, I think the 320 is going to be just fine. So we're going to kind of go through the menus real quick. Let me get zoomed in here where we can. And you can see both menus side by side. We'll just kind of scroll through. We've got flue draft, fine pressure probe on both sides. We've got CO air free on both sides. We've got smoke number on both sides for doing oil furnaces. Differential pressures, differential temperatures, B-vent check, clock meter. This is where you can actually clock your gas meter to see how much gas you're actually using. CO ambient, CO2 ambient. Now mine has a burner control, pipe test, and what you got on that? What's the last one?
Gas leak detection. Then it goes to flue gas analysis.
So for the most part, they're both going to do the same test.
Now on this 320 here, I think it's a fantastic instrument and everything. But me and Eddie actually did some testing with it, and we don't actually have a differential pressure with this, do we?
No, not as of right now. It was an oversight by Testo, I think. We're still trying to get the information on it. To do differential pressures, we need this port here. That's where we plug in one of our hoses for our static pressure tip. Alright, then we have another adapter that plugs into here. On the 320, the current version, that little port's not here.
Yeah, we thought that's what that was, and that's right here. It's actually a vent.
Yeah. So.
But we did talk to Testo, and we've talked to Jim, and they're gonna, it's like you said, it's just an oversight, but we're just waiting on Testo to get back with us.
So that's not enough of a reason not to go ahead and purchase the meter. hopefully, I think they've got that fixed now. We just have to see what they're going to do with the current ones.
Right.
But like I said, both of the meters are going to do basically the same tests. This one will hold more customers than this one.
Yeah, I think mine holds 500. Yours holds what, like 5,000?
Yeah, something like that. I really don't remember how many. So let's go ahead and go through. Go ahead and hit escape. So, I mean, just about everything on here is the same.
Let's see. You got measurement options, folders and locations, and actually Eddie actually programmed my thing up for me, and I've got a Rochester folder, and it'll actually say like Rochester's Heating and Air 502-643-0220, so my customers can see it when I leave a copy with them. Saved measurements, you're actually able to save all your measurements. Your device settings, that's where Eddie went in and took care of everything for me. Sensor settings, I guess it lets you know, you can actually get in there and it'll tell you whether or not your sensor's bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuel test options, of course, that's going to be like natural gas, propane, butane, yada yada yada. So let's see, instrument diagnosis. So this thing will actually, I reckon it diagnoses itself.
Yeah, it checks the sensors and.
But you have mine goes straight to instrument diagnosis. It looks like the 330 has what programs on it?
Yeah, I don't know what that's for. Never even clicked on it before. Alright, so it's got that option. I don't know what it's for. I've never used it, so obviously we're not going to worry about that one because I haven't used it. Don't need it, I guess.
Okay, so we've got instrument diagnosis. The whole screen looks like it's basically the same instrument, and it takes us back to
Measurement options.
measurements. Yes. Okay.
Alright, as far as the looks go, I mean, I don't know which one I like better. Good. I don't have my tripod. I left my tripod at home, but you know, I think I like the feel. The problem with mine, hold that in right there. It's right here. This comes off pretty easy most of the times. I can't do it with one hand, but that battery case is not, I don't really like the way they mount that battery case. Here it's screwed in. There's no way that's going to pop off.
It's actually got a booter in it.
You know, I don't know which, as far as build quality, I don't know which one I like better.
What about the, what, is this where we drain the water out of it if it ever collects
pull
water?
that top here. We're talking about draining water. It's got a water level line right there. Both of them has basically the same one. And you just pull this little top and you would drain the water out. I've yet had to do that, so.
Cool.
I don't know, Fritz. Which one feels better in your hands? I don't.
Let's see.
I don't know. I like them both.
I like your 330, but I don't know, man. I mean, you know, the 320 to me, it just looks sleeker. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I don't know, just your opinion, guys. I mean, this one is around $1,200, and this one's going to be around $2,000. So,
so I can tell you which one I like.
So y'all make that decision. So we're going to head. What we're going to do, I guess. He's already got one hole here. We've been doing our previous testing. I guess we're going to pop another hole. I don't want to be right beside it. I don't know, Fritz. I would come down about here, maybe shoot it right in here where we're not right in front of it.
Right here?
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's going to nitpick this to death, but we'll figure it out.
That's okay.
Alright, so yeah, glue it right there.
Okay.
Keep on drilling it up. That should be good. And there will be the two spots we'll take. And we just want to run them both side by side so you can kind of get a idea of what they're capable of doing. Like I said, I think they're going to be pretty close to being the same thing. So let's get everything hooked up and we'll be right back.
Eddie's got him a bad new set of these magnetic jumpers, ain't they?
Yep, just little magnetic jumpers.
Pack them in that wicked Vito bag he's got over there.
And what we're going to do, we're just going to jump out R and W for heat. We don't have to go up there and play with the thermostat.
Okay.
Alright guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get Both of them ready to start reading. When it fires off, one of the first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my oxygen levels. They're going to drop pretty rapidly. Once they balance out and the blower kicks on, this number should not go back up any. If it goes back up any, that just shows you've got a leak in the combustion system somewhere. Alright, so let's see how fast they pick up. I'm just trying to do a side-by-side comparison to see if one's quicker than the other. Alright, the 320 is picking up more CO. We know Fritz's, for some reason it goes up a little bit, so they're both on the oxygen. They both should start going up a little bit here in a minute. Maybe.
Yeah.
Alright, 320's gone up. Yep, they're both going up a little bit now. And it's going to start dropping. Stack temperatures are reading pretty close to the same, and again we've got our probes within about 4 inches of each other. I don't know how scientific this is, but this is
I'm just a hair closer, so
real world stuff here, and we're both pushed in all the way. So now I'm going to pull mine out. I'm going to look for the hot spot on mine. What you do is you pull them out a little bit, or push them all the way in and you pull them out until you get the maximum temperature here. Like mine's starting to go down, but I'm going to keep on pulling it. Alright, so I'm going to push it back in. I just want to find out where that hot spot is. It's about 115 degrees. Then we're going to do the same thing with Fritz's. His is measuring a little hotter than mine. But like I said, he's at a little different spot than mine. About 118 is where his is reading. Alright, so our oxygen are reading about the same. Our carbon monoxide readings, whoops, on both of them are the same. They're both reading about the same efficiency. Let me get his scrolled down here. I left my tripod at home, guys, so this is a little different for me to have to hold the camera. Fritz has got this mastered, I don't. Excess air on both of them is about the same. CO2 on both of them is pretty close to being the same.
What is it? H2O draft in the...
Well, we haven't got to the draft yet.
Okay.
Where did you see it at? Having a hard time looking in this. And where did you see H2O draft at?
right here with nothing on it.
Okay, so when we measure draft, it's going to pick up here. We haven't measured draft yet.
Okay.
Alright, so that's what we're getting ready to do now. Alright guys, if you're even looking at getting a combustion analyzer, you might want to head over to Testo's website, or you can go to True Tech Tools website and they've got these PDFs available. Now what we've done is we've actually got the PDF and we sent them out to a printer and have them printed and spiral back or spiral binded. Alright, we just kind of keep it as a book. Alright, but it goes into detail what you need to be doing as far as combustion analysis and all the different readings we're going to be looking for. One point in here is going to give you like your older style furnaces. It's going to tell you what the efficiency range should be. Kind of get this zoomed in where y'all can see. The oxygen levels where it should be, the carbon dioxide, stack temperature draft, and the carbon monoxide. Alright. Then you get into like your 80% style furnaces. Should tell you what the efficiency, oxygen, everything's the same. It's all spelled out here on the book for you. How do you measure? Alright. Same thing on the 90%ers. And this is what we're working on now. So on Fritz's furnace, these are the readings that we need to be looking at. We need to be somewhere between 88 and 92%. Our oxygen needs to be somewhere between 5 and 7. Our CO2 needs to be 7 to 8.5. And my stack temperature needs to be less than 125. And my draft needs to be positive 0.02 to a positive 0.08. And carbon monoxide is always going to be under 100. Alright guys, our efficiency, we need to be between 80 and 90%. Right now we're 91 on both of them. Our oxygen needs to be between 5 and 7. Right now we're at 5.7 on both of them. My carbon dioxide, CO2, needs to be between 7 and 8.5. We're at 8.5 on both of them. My stack temperature needs to be less than 125. We're at 125 on both of them. And we haven't measured draft, and carbon dioxide needs to be at less than 100. And we're at 72 on both of them. Now, one of the things that we did is when we first started our test, we noticed our oxygen was way high and our stack temperature was way high. So what we did to help get rid of some of the oxygen, we're not going to leave it like this. We were just out here playing around. We actually blocked off some of the intake. Alright, so I'm going to take the tape back out, if that's alright with you, Fritz, and we're going to show them what the levels go back up to. So we're just going to take all this back out. I have not taken any classes, so I don't know if this is something we need to be doing. We were just playing around. Alright, now we're going to watch our numbers climb back up. My oxygen was actually at 8.5%. My stack temperature was almost 130. CO was good. So blocking that off, we dropped our O2 and we dropped our stack temperature by almost 5 degrees. Like I said, I don't know.
But look at our CO there, how it's dropping.
Like CO is dropping. As long as we're under 100, we're good.
That's what you said, 100, so we're only up to 72. So.
Yeah, so we're under 100, we're good. We're kind of balanced out. And both of the meters are reading almost dead on. I mean, they're reading almost identical to each other.
That's too cool, dude.
So, I would definitely look at getting the 520. I do not think, personally, that I would spend the extra money on a 330, but I would pay the difference between the 310 and the 320. You're going to want that screen. I don't know, the 320 would be the one that I would go with. I like the build quality of it a little bit better. I think I like the looks of it better. I like the buttons on mine better than I do on here. You don't have to push them as far. I don't know, I just like the buttons on mine, but that's about it. But everything else I kind of like the 320. So that's what I would recommend. So now we're going to go ahead and do a draft test. We want
to do the clipboard first, so I can print with my.
Go ahead and hit save.
Which one is that?
Clipboard.
Clipboard. Okay.
All right. Then we'll hit stop.
This one.
We're going to hit escape. We'll go down the draft, and we're going to hit OK. We're going to pull your probe out of there.
Okay.
Get yours. And we're going to hit the play button on both of them. It's got a 0 out. Up there at the top, it's going to 0 out. 10 seconds. Alright, so it should be 0.2 or 0.02. So they're both kind of reading high pressure. Find our hot spot. But that's how you would measure your draft. You just want to make sure you're
away from it, or getting in the hot spot.
Yeah, you're kind of getting the hot spot.
I think I'm in the hot spot.
You're right where you need to be. I'm not in it though. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, okay. What's Okay, this is at what does this actually indicate? This 129 max on yours.
That's the highest temperature it reached.
It already read?
Yeah.
Or that it reads personally?
That's the highest temperature it's already read.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. So now you know it's 123, but the highest temperature it read was 129. Okay.
Yep. Alright, so there's so like I said, the temperatures, we're kind of at different angles here, so if we let it balance out, it'll eventually get to the same as what it did on the last test. But they're going to read almost the same. So we'll go ahead and hit clipboard on both of these.
Hold on 1 second, Eddie, if you don't mind. Is it in that book when we're testing a 90% furnace? We should be reading a positive pressure.
Positive pressure.
And when we're testing a 80% furnace, we should be reading
a
negative pressure. So if we read negative right now, we would know we have a plug.
You have I mean, if it's that or if it's positive real high, it would tell you you've got a plug.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to read a negative because you're pushing by a fan, but I mean, if I had a way to block off the outside, you'd see what we'd read.
Well, actually, I can run out there real quick and block it.
Alright, go ahead and block it and we'll see what it does. Alright, so we're kind of waiting on Fritz to block it off. He just killed he blocked off too much, it just killed my burners. But you'll see how high it jumps up. He's taking his hand off and he put his hand on. Alright, so if that number is real high, it tells you that you've got a blockage somewhere. Alright guys, so when you're measuring draft on a 90% efficient furnace, this should be reading 0.02, 0.08. His is reading 0.2, which is too high. And we'll let Fritz explain to you what the problem is.
Well, what it is, guys, is when the original furnace I had before I put my American Standard in, I had a old Tech 4 furnace, and I had 2-inch piping on that. Okay, so what I did when I reinstalled this furnace, it was during a blizzard. So basically, all I did was I took and as you can see here, I lopped it off right here, and I just put you know, this piece in and this coupling basically, and I've gotten on the data chart down there, and this actually needs to be 2.5-inch PVC run out. Okay, that's why it's so hot. But what we're going to do is we're not going to do it today. When we both get some free time, Eddie's going to help me, and we actually got our chart out, and I'm going to run 2.5-inch. With the 2-inch, what was it, Eddie? 30
We're allowed
feet?
to run 30 feet total.
30 feet total. So I'm like at 18 feet on my PVC here. But, you know, you're adding, what, 5 feet for each? What is it, 5 feet for?
5 feet for 2 45s.
Right.
5 feet for 190.
So I've got a 45, 45, a 90. I've got a couple of 90s back here. So what we're going to do, I mean, actually I've been running like this since 11/18/08. Okay? That's when we had this furnace inspected. So what we're actually going to do, and we're going to prove a point with this, is what is so fantastic about these tools is we're actually going to be able to test this again, and we're going to show you how significant this is going to drop. Okay?
Alright guys, now we're going to measure our gas pressure. When you've got a 90% efficient furnace, it's sealed combustion, meaning you can't see the burners, they're in an enclosed box. Alright, in order to test the gas pressure, we need to make this atmospheric, and there's 2 ways you could do it. You could take the cover off, or you can reroute your vacuum hoses a little bit. To reroute your vacuum hoses, you're going to have a reference to from your burner box to a T down to your pressure switch. And what you're going to do, this T has a little short section going to your gas valve. Just take that little hose out of there. Like I said, I'm trying to do this one-handed here. And what you're going to want to do is get you another little brass T or some kind of little T, and you want to have 2 extra hoses, about 1 foot long each. And one of the hoses end to just first. Can I get you to do that? Yeah. I can't do it one-handed. We're just going to plug it back into the T on the gas valve, or the port on the gas valve, and the other end of the T Alright, so I've got this one here, doesn't matter what order they go in, just as long as they're both plugged in.
Okay.
Alright, and this one's going into the T that's going in between your burner box and your pressure, or the pressure switch. Alright, then off the other side of your T, your third side, you're going to go to the negative side of your dual manometer. Then you hook your positive to your gas valve. Alright, and that's going straight to my positive side. Now if you get the 320, in order to test sealed combustion, you're going to need that differential pressure there. So, Testo, we need to get it right. So, we're going to go ahead and fire this up. We'll reset it. We've let it cycle on and off 2 or 3 times here already. And we're going to show you guys the difference.
Yeah, right now we're in a negative pressure with that with the burner box on.
This is a negative pressure inside, by a little bit. But if you're going to get it right, we need tools to make sure we're measuring it right.
And that's your point right there, Eddie. That, you know, it's all in one tool here.
It's all in one tool. I've had a couple comments, why do you really need a combustion analyzer? You know, you really don't need a combustion analyzer. You can get you a differential manometer, you get your thermometer, and you get you a good quality carbon monoxide analyzer. But if you're going to buy all them separate tools, why not? I mean, the Testo 310 is like $700. Just get that and just don't worry about it. Alright, so we're at 3.46. Alright, now, Fritz, I'm going to get you to unplug my positive side and plug it into yours. We're going to bypass all this vacuum T stuff that we just did.
Okay.
So it's at 3.46. Now if you hook it up like you would an 80% efficient furnace or an open, or can't even think right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Open combustion chamber.
Right. Well,
yeah.
right now we're, like we said, we're at a negative pressure. If you pop this loose, I guarantee that's going to shoot up to what that's supposed to be. That will bring the burner box into atmospheric pressure.
Yeah. So we have to be atmospheric pressure. Right now we're not, and his is reading 3.37.
Now, if I had that fitting that I thought was coming with it, we would read that. But now I'll pop that loose for you, Eddie.
All right. So we'll just, all he's going to do is just going to open it up. So he's going to make this atmospheric now, and watch my.
Now we're right
it
up
jumps
to
right at 3.9.
3.5 or 3.49. Basically, what you're at. I mean, we're not going to split hairs and get it.
Go ahead and close it back up.
Perfect.
All right. And it drops it down to 3.37. So, you're probably not going to run into a whole lot of these, but when you do, all you need is just 3 foot of hose, a T. It takes 2 seconds just to unplug this one and plug all this in. Alright, but that's how you got to check the gas pressure on these.
But like right now, if you were looking at mine, you would think it was under, you'd have to make an adjustment and you would be way overfired if you did that.
You would definitely be overfiring it.
So, right now she's perfect.
So, we're going to get yours back open to atmospheric. We're going to let you hit clipboard so we can print.
Okay, data is stored. Now let me go over to yours. You want me to hook you back up again?
Yep.
These are pretty neat too. These are aftermarket here.
What's that?
These doodads.
Oh, they're made by Testo.
No, I meant you have to buy that.
You have to buy them separately, yeah. Now we're sealed again, and that's where we're at.
I mean, we're almost dead.
3.47. So go ahead and hit clipboard.
Okay, data is stored.
All right. So that's checking your gas pressure.
Okay.
Then we're just going to unplug all this and just put everything back together. Right, so now we're going to measure our delta. So if you get either the 320 or the 330, you're going to need to buy this accessory here separately. It's for your dual temperature. Now what we're going to have to do, this is where we're measuring temperature right now. Let Fritz kind of hold it. So right there's a little thermistor, thermometer, whatever, that just pops out of there. Get Fritz to do that.
And make sure you don't lose that. Here, hold that.
Don't lose that little piece. When you pop that out, sit that somewhere where you're not going to lose it. And This end here is going to plug right into there.
Is there an arrow on this one too, Eddie?
Yep. Okay, push it on up in there.
Okay, that was easy.
Alright. So now we're going to use our wand that I've got up here in my supply. I'm just going to stick this up in there. And I'm trying to do this one-handed, so it's not the easiest.
Yeah, here, I'll get it.
It's not the easiest thing to do
it.
one-handed. So Fritz is going to get it up in there.
Okay.
Kind of pull it out a little bit because we're all the way against the side. Good.
Okay.
That's good right there.
Okay.
So we're measuring our supply. Then with our other end, we're just going to stick it in here and measure our return. We want to hit OK, and hit play. Now on Fritz's unit, we need it to be between 30 and 60 degrees. Right now it looks like it's running right about 54 degree delta, so
I've got it on the high speed.
and his ductwork being a little small, he had to put it on high speed just to get enough air across that heat exchanger. But it's working, and that's what we need. So we're going to save it on mine. We're going to hit stop, and we're going to do the same thing with Fritz's. Pop that out. Just going to set it somewhere where we're not going to lose it. I'm going to plug it into the bottom there. He's going to take his wand. He's going to
Hold
replace.
it for 1 second, Eddie. I can just leave that in.
And he's going to put his up in there. Alright, we're going to come over here. And we're going to hit differential temperature. Okay. And we'll let that run for a minute. Get his stabilized. Alright, so we've got it stabilized out. His is reading almost exactly what mine is reading. So we're going to go ahead and hit clipboard so we can save it. We'll hit stop. And that will conclude our differential temperature test.
Cool. Okay guys, it looks like now I can do differential temperature with my 320. However, I can't do differential pressure. And they're going to actually, Testo's going to take care of that and fix that for me. And we were going to shoot a static. Eddie can also shoot a static with his, because basically this is a dual port manometer.
Yes.
So we were going to shoot a little static for y'all, but we'll see if we got time to do that too. Okay guys.
You can also use the Testo 330 and the 320 to measure CO ambient. Now there is a special probe that you can buy for this to make it a little more precise, but you know, I've used this probe and I think it's precise enough.
If you put it up against your Testo detector,
And I have not.
might be a good one.
All right, so we're gonna zero these things outside. Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of taping this and reading at the same time. So we're referencing outside.
And hit no. On mine, I had to hit no.
That's fine. Hit OK. Just hit OK. It's already highlighted now.
Which one's that? This one?
Hit it one more time. Alright, so we're referenced to outside. Now we can walk inside and do our ambient CO detect. Walking through his house right now, we're not picking up any carbon monoxide. We're going down into the basement.
That's Sarge breathing hard now.
Alright, so we're not picking up anything on either meter, which surprises me because we have smoke flying in the air.
I'm killing Eddie over here, guys.
Fritz is a cigarette smoker. I'm sure you all are aware of that. Eddie is not a cigarette smoker.
Eddie has to change his clothes when he goes home, don't you?
My family wants to kill Fritz when I come home because I smell like a tobacco farm.
I'm sorry, brother.
So now we are picking up a little carbon monoxide, and I expected that we're going to because of the cigarette smoke down here.
And that is carbon monoxide, isn't it?
And it is carbon monoxide. It's going to be very small amounts of it, but it did pick up a little trace of it. Alright, but other than that, we're good. So we're going to hit clipboard on mine. We'll hit clipboard on yours. And we'll hit stop. And that basically concludes our test. We did CO ambient test. We did our delta T temperature. We did gas pressure. If Fritz had the updated version, we would do static pressure, but we're not going to do that right now. We measured combustion analysis, and we measured draft. You know, we did it all with one tool. All right, but this is what I consider the best part of having this tool. And Fritz is getting ready to talk to you about his little printer deal.
Okay, guys. A buddy of mine on YouTube here, Freddy Too Fast for You, sent this to me, and he probably thought I was never going to ever use it, but I tell you what, I appreciate it, brother, and I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to power this dude up. We've got the AC going now. Mom's about to burn up upstairs. Okay, and then what I want to do is it's actually got a little icon right here with the print on it, and actually, like I was saying, Eddie actually put all my information, my company information in. So I guess I'm just good to go to print, right, Ed?
Hit print.
Your magic touch, Ed. Look at that, guys. I am so proud of that.
So the printout's going to read Rochester Heating and Air. It's going to have Fritz on there. It's going to have his phone number. It's going to have the date that we did the test, the time. It's going to have the location. We did do a combustion. It's going to tell us it's natural gas. Stack temperatures, oxygen levels, CO levels, draft. It didn't. Excess air. CO ambient. So we did this in backwards. So normally I would do my combustion test last. But see now how it picked up our draft here. So it didn't pick up my CO ambient, but maybe do it in a different printout. So there's my draft, there's my differential pressure, which is my gas pressure, my temperature. There's my CO ambient. My CO ambient. Alright. And the greatest part of that is you're able to stick that to that ductwork, and you know, you got a printout that you can show your homeowner, and I think that's the greatest part right there, is having that printout. You staple it to your duct or your service ticket.
Well, you know how I'm going to do that, Eddie?
Yeah, go ahead and Fritz got him some little stickers made up.
Check it out, guys. I'm so proud of these two. So I guess I'll just take and peel this dude off like so. And we'll take and rip our little dude off right there. Now I'm not saying this is probably going to be the exact way I do it, but
there it goes.
is that next level or what?
You know, it gives you something to reference, so when you come back next year, you've got all your readouts right there. It's just everything's right there. Alright, so I think that's next level myself. And you get a copy of that taped to your service ticket, and I kind of write everything out on their ticket, and that's the reason I think you should buy one.
And I tell you what, dude, on a new install, when you did that over there on that pane furnace, I thought that was excellent, man. And when that inspector comes down and sees the time that you took to do that, that's next level, dude.
He's going to be a happy camper.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, I would recommend the 320. I like the screens on these. The 310 is not going to have its color screen. It's going to have, I think, a 4-line screen.
Yeah, it's high
It's
def right
still
there,
going to work really well. It's going to do all the same tests. I just like the screen. So, is it worth the extra $400 or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think so. I think it is. All right, so look at the 320. If it's still out of your budget, definitely get the 310. It doesn't matter. Just get one of them. Start doing your testing. If you're not testing, you're guessing.
Absolutely, guys.
Alright, thanks for watching. Alright guys, we got one quick note here. When you drill a hole through your vent pipe, it doesn't matter if it's the PVC, single wall, or B vent, you have to fill it in with high temperature silicone. Then here in the state of Kentucky, we've got it okayed by the local city inspectors. High temp silicone, then cover it with high temperature foil tape. This one's rated to be 260 degrees. The 90%ers don't really get that hot. They get up to about 120 degrees, 125 degrees. So silicone high temp tape on a B vent. If you get on the internet, there's letters from all the manufacturers that make B vent. They say it is okay to drill holes through the B vent. You just have to seal the inside with the silicone and seal the outside with metal tape. Alright, and you can download that off of TruTech Tools. I think they've got it on their site. And you can just do a search for that on the internet. Or shoot me an email or